Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. I'm on a little lunch break and I figure I would pop in and do a video. So I watched this movie last night called Went to Coney Island on a Mission from God, Be Back by 5. And the reason I watched this film is I have this friend, Janai, and she was an extra in the film. When I looked her up, I was on Facebook and we were talking, and then I looked her up because she's always talking about movies, and I was like, maybe she was involved in the movie industry. And unbeknownst to me, she was an extra in this movie. I did not spot her. So it was on Tubi. It's from 1998. It stars John Cryer and a couple other people I don't recognize or know by name. And the main point of the film is there's these three kids, at childhood that grow up together. Now they're like in high school, and one of them, after high school, like I guess years and years later, they find out through the grapevine, has now run away to Coney Island, is homeless, and has some kind of mental problems. So you have the three main characters. You have the guy with the mental problems living in Coney Island that they're looking for. John Cryer's character, who is kind of like a nerdy guy, but has girlfriends, has friends, etc. And then you have this guy, I think his name is Stan, and Stan has a problem with his leg, so he has a cane, and his whole life, and he has a drinking problem. And he sort of is like a loser. Like, he works at a pizza shop, he's kind of just getting by, he gambles, his girlfriend wants to leave him because he's like, I got a drinking problem and he has a gambling problem and all this stuff. So John Cryer is sort of like the glue that holds everything together because he's sort of the most well-rounded of the bunch. I think he works at like a jewelry shop. So they find out through the grapevine that their old friend from school, who they haven't seen in years, is homeless, Richie, and they travel to Coney Island to find him. But it's kind of cute because when they're kids, one of the things Stan says to John Cryer's character is, "Oh, we got to go." Like, he'll pull him out of class, and the teacher's like, "Why are you pulling Mr. So-and-so out of class?" He's like, "Oh, we're on a mission from God." So like the joke is, if something really important is happening they need to take care of, he'll say, "We're on a mission from God," hence the title of the film. Though I think the title of the film is way too long. It should just be called Going to Coney Island on a Mission from God, not See You at 5 o'clock or whatever the hell it is. Anyhow, they end them in Coney Island. I don't know if you guys know this, I love Coney Island. I've been to Coney Island numerous times with my wife and my family, and I just love going around there and checking out the weird shops, and I love the Warriors, so they have like lots of Warriors memorabilia, all that stuff. There's a freak show that's really fun. Outside the main tourist attraction, it can get a little dicey, but inside Coney Island, I really like it. So they filmed, it looks like most of it, at Coney Island, and they're searching for their friend, and they're interacting with different people on the boardwalk. It's the middle of the winter, so it's not like hustling and bustling and crazy. It's very slow. There's hardly anyone there. One of the shops is open. They sort of get into an argument with one of the shop owners, or one of the guys working at the shop, I should say, and they're trying to find their friend. Meanwhile, the friend with John Cryer is just drinking throughout the film and acting crazy and whatever, and getting them into sort of bad scenarios. They eventually do find their friend, and the story unfolds as to why he ran away, what's going on with him mentally, what's wrong with him. And I don't want to spoil it, but it is a sad film, I would say, overall. But it definitely kind of harkens back to the older days of pre-cell phone, trying to do something or find someone in the neighborhood that you haven't seen or that maybe moved away. Like, I've had friends that have moved away that I've lost touch with, that I've been able to get back with on social media, where back then there was none of that. And it's just a really good movie. I like really enjoyed this film. I think part of it was that it was about friendship, so it had kind of that Stand By Me vibe, where you're getting older, you're losing touch with friends, but you have these friends with such nostalgic feelings when you're younger that you then want to, meet up with again or keep the relationships with them. And because it took place in Coney Island, and I love Coney Island so much, it also had that going for it for me. I've had friends in the past that sadly have killed themselves or have done drugs or whatever else, and I always feel like, oh man, I wish I could see them again. I wish I could go back and stop them or talk to them, or I love them and I wish them well, and they just didn't end up well. And this sort of has that feeling to it, this movie, where you say, like, there's lots of friends in your life that you've lost that you wish you can go back to, or at least give a hug to again. So that sort of has that in this film. It's about friends, it's about family, and it's about Coney Island. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, I would definitely recommend this film. Like, it totally caught me by surprise. I watch a lot of junk. My buddy Andy is like, Mike, why do you do this to yourself? You watch such crap. This was really good. So there's a Blu-ray out by MVD. I am keeping an eye on one, hopefully in the $15 to $20 range, which is a little more than I like to spend on one movie. But I will eventually pick this one up because it's really good. So if you haven't seen it and this sounds up your alley, I would recommend it. Let me know, guys, if you have seen the film. I'm not seeing many video reviews on YouTube, so I'd love to hear your input. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.